Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Bundesliga show, brought to you by Over the Bar. Checking in for probably a final prediction show of the Hinrunde. Obviously, we've got this weekend match week 15 ahead of us, and then we've got match week 16 across Tuesday and Wednesday midweek, and then that's your lot. Then we're done. So probably won't be able to squeeze in a prediction show in that time. So anyway. We're going to predict match week 15. And yeah, we'll probably just stick to that. If we have time, we might have a quick look at match week 16, but most likely just this very exciting weekend of Bundesliga football ahead of us. Obviously, before we do get cracking, Mark, been a busy boy again this week.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, pretty tired over here in Germany, to be honest. Yeah, but as it probably is going to be the last prediction show, I thought I'd make an appearance this week. So yeah, obviously great weekend ahead as well. I always love these weeks when there's double matches as well. Like I feel as though it really kind of helps progress the season and stuff. So it's going to be an exciting period before the end. And obviously, I'm at the Nuremberg-Hamburg game as well on Saturday for God bless my sins. But yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm going to be there again on Saturday, probably in the freezing cold. So, yeah, hopefully they can get a better result this week than they did against Dusseldorf last time.
Yeah, the bad luck charm might follow you around for that one. Yeah, grand. We'll get into it in a second. Obviously, as per usual, if you can chuck us a thumbs up for this video tonight, that'd be greatly appreciated. Comment along, let us know your thoughts on the games that we have ahead of us this weekend. Games to come midweek. Anything in between, we're happy with it all. And please do subscribe to the channel, press the red button, keep on growing this fantastic community that we are building week by week, month by month. It's really appreciated your support. So, yeah, let's get kick-started. And Mark, you're going to start us off with the Friday night fixture.
Yeah, quite looking forward to this one. I think it's a great final Friday night fixture for a month or so, obviously with about a month break. I think it's 4 weeks this year, the break in the Bundesliga. But yeah, it's going to be a good game. Two entertaining teams. Obviously, Gladbach, we know that they score goals, Player, Kvanchara, Neuhaus, Wright. So they do have good players on the team. But I was a little bit underwhelmed by them last week, in truth, against Union. I felt as though they should have competed a little bit better, even though Union were good. They just didn't play well at all, basically. This is a must-win for them, because they've dropped back down to that kind of lower mid-table position at the minute. And as for Werder, they had a good performance and a comfortable win, I felt, against Augsburg last time out. But they've got to improve their away form. That's the issue. They've not won this season on the road, and they've not really looked like winning on the road, in truth. And as a result, I think it will be a pretty comfortable home win for Gladbach. I think there should be chances in this game. There should be entertainment, but I think it's going to be a 3-1 home win. This one, I predict probably a couple of goals from Player, maybe one from Neuhaus as well.
Very good. Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. Next up for me, Mainz Heidenheim. Yeah, Mainz disappointed on the weekend, didn't they? And well, see, so did Köln, I guess, in that Sunday match. Poor draw. Just as I'm seeing, West Ham have gone 1-0 up against Freiburg. What a pity. But yeah, Heidenheim are terrible on the road. I think they're one of the worst records. We were talking about it on Monday, weren't we? I think they've got literally all of their points, bar one at home. And Mainz are a better home team. So 2-1 to Mainz, I think. I think they desperately need that. And Heidenheim will maybe be a little bit too open on the road again.
Yeah, and then talking obviously the first two teams, neither of whom have managed to get a win on the road this season. The third away team, Union Berlin, have only won once on the road, and that was at Darmstadt in August. So clearly not many away wins on the card so far. But yeah, I think this is another interesting game away at Bochum because, I mean, I thought Union have been great in the last two games. I watched a lot of the game against Real as well. And that was a proper Champions League match that I really enjoyed that one. It was a great match for for all fans, really. I think both teams played well in it. It's, again, confidence boosting for Union because, probably the second best team in Europe at the minute. I thought they ran them close and it was a late goal in the end that won it for Real. They built well on the back of that good win against Gladbach. This is a game that's really important, though. For me, they've got to try and win this game because you don't want to stay down at the bottom. For me, Union, they're too good to be in that bottom 4 or 5, really. And this presents an opportunity for them to get away from the bottom. But Bochum, you know, I've been underwhelmed with them, really. They're another team that just don't seem to score enough goals. And Asano hasn't hit the heights this season. Neither has Philip Hoffmann. I feel as though he's been really disappointing at times. And I just don't see the same fighting spirit that we've seen at times in the last 2 seasons. So I'm actually going to go for maybe a shock, you might say, but I think this will be quite a scrappy game, and I'm going to go for an away win 1-0 in this one. I think they'll scrape an away win 1-0 Union Berlin.
Yeah, interesting. Bochum have underwhelmed, but they've actually, when you look at it, been in okay form, obviously bar last week. So it will be a tight match for sure. The next game, I mean, on paper, you know, if you look at it very briefly, you say, okay, yeah, Dortmund are the stronger side, but this is going to be close, you know, I think. You know, Augsburg have been very, very much improved obviously in the last month plus. Weren't so good last week, but I think, you know, at home against the Dortmund side that are a bit Jekyll and Hyde at the moment. They're playing well in the Champions League. What a job they've done representing Germany and, you know, topping their group in a really tough group as well. Great work from them from a Champions League perspective. But if you look at the form book, the last 5 matches, Dortmund are really struggling. They're near the bottom of the table from a points perspective. You know, Heidenheim have collected more points than them. Augsburg have collected more points than them. Even Köln have collected more points than Dortmund in the last 5 matches. So this is huge, again, for Dortmund. The pressure stays on all the time. With that in mind, I think they pull out a performance because I think they're a slightly more confident side after that, you know, morale-boosting draw and topping the Champions League group. So I will say 3-2. I think it'll be an exciting game, this. It's Dortmund, that is.
Yeah, then the next one is another interesting game. It's 2 off-form teams, let's say that much. Maybe I would imagine these 2 teams are probably very close to the bottom of that form table, actually, Darmstadt and Wolfsburg. I mean, Darmstadt obviously now propping up the table for the first time since match day 4, I believe. So they had improved. Obviously, they had a great September, but I think November and early December so far have kind of gone back. They've kind of reverted back to what we saw in the first 4 matches from them, really, haven't they? As for Wolfsburg, I mean, I just can't believe Kovac is still in a job, to be honest. I really can't, because everyone's been thinking he's going to be sacked for weeks. Yeah. They've lost 7 out of the 13 games, which is just too many. Basically, it really is for a team like them. Sorry, it is 8 out of the 14. My mistake. Yeah, and it really is too many for a side with their quality. They're not really fighting very hard at times. This is a game where they'll have to match Darmstadt's fight, because Darmstadt know if they can win that, they'll have a chance of being out the bottom 3 by Christmas, which for them will be an amazing achievement, because their only goal this season was to compete. They don't expect to be finishing mid-table. If they stay up, it'll be seen as a miracle, really, for this team. So if they're out the bottom 3 by Christmas, that's a job well done for Lieberknecht and his men. As it happens, though, I don't think this will be a great game, to be honest. I think it'll end up a draw, in truth. I just don't think Darmstadt, they're not scoring enough goals at the minute. I know they got a couple at Heidenheim last week, but one of them was a joke of an own goal, let's be honest. So I think it'll be a 1-1 draw, but, you know, I'm not sure either side will really be happy with that, in truth.
Yeah, absolutely good shout there. Yeah, Saturday evening game, we've got Leipzig-Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim back on the right track after their 3-1 home win. Winning at home, you know, important for Hoffenheim. They're so impressive on the road this season, but it's good for them to get back on track from that perspective. So, yeah, they'll be feeling confident, knowing that they've got good away form. Leipzig, you know, won midweek, which is fine. Obviously got the big win against Dortmund last weekend, so they'll be feeling pretty good about themselves, but I still think this will be a closely run thing. So I'm gonna again call goals in here with both attacks looking pretty tasty. Let's say, yeah, for 3-1, I'm going Leipzig. It might be closer, but yeah, 3-1 I'll stick with.
Yeah, you could even call that one a Champions League game, really. I think, obviously, as you mentioned, Hoffenheim are, if they can pull out a big win there, then they'll be right back into the top 4 race. So, yeah, definitely an interesting match there. And then, yeah, Freiburg really starting to hit the straps now, which is great to see. We are starting to see an improvement from some of these clubs that we really love on the Bundesliga show as well. And yeah, I've got to say, I don't agree with you there, Balam. I really strongly fancy the home side here. I just think they've got that Freiburg spirit back. They won't be too bothered if they lose at West Ham tonight. They're still through the group at the end of the day. And, I mean, it is good if they could win the group, but they won't be overly bothered. And I see them getting a comfortable win here, in truth. I just think Cologne have really improved defensively. Nobody can deny that. I think it's been 6 games since they conceded more than 1 goal in a match, which is really impressive. I do like that Chabot and Huber's centre-half partnership. That's really working well. But I just think Freiburg are too wily for them. They know how to win games. They win a lot of games too. And I still see a comfortable 2-0 home win here for the home side.
Yeah, hard to argue against that, I think. So, yeah, the rest of Sunday, yeah, we know it looks tasty, doesn't it? So can Frankfurt repeat their heroics from last weekend after that 5-1 demolition job of Bayern? It's going to be mighty tough for them. They're going to have to be as clinical, if not more clinical, defend, in great numbers. Leverkusen obviously have just had a 5-1 victory with a decent enough change team. Frankfurt just lost to Aberdeen, has been alluded to by Ballant, but they won't be too bothered as they're already through. So hard to say like either side's done much travelling or be that tired. So it'll just be a straight shootout. Leverkusen are just so impressive of an outfit. I don't think there's anything else I can put that I haven't already said about about Leverkusen. So has to be a home win. So I'm going to say again, I'll go 3-1.
Yeah, definitely need to get back into winning ways. And yeah, talking to teams that need to get back to winning ways, Bayern Munich as well in the Bundesliga anyway. Obviously, they've not had any problems in the Champions League, have they, as Rory probably knows. Yeah, I had to get that one in.
Well, I was waiting for the dig, yeah.
But yeah, to be honest, I didn't actually think they played that well at United. I thought it was quite a boring game. I think defensively they were really good. Defensively, they were great, actually. I thought Kim played well. Really good. Some of the tackles that they made were superb. And they pretty much United didn't even really have a half chance, I don't remember, in the whole match. So, yeah, defensively, I thought they were great. But going forward, it's not quite going as it was, I wouldn't say. Sané has probably hit his worst run of the season. I thought he was quite poor against United. And Musiala as well is not quite hitting the straps at the minute. He's doing okay, but not at the top form. Kane, I think it's just a matter of time before he gets scoring again. Stuttgart, I just thought the first half last week was the best they played the whole season, and that's saying a lot because, I mean, they've been unbelievably good this season, like ridiculously good, really. But the way they performed that first half last week to get 3 XG on that Leverkusen side is just ridiculous, really. And they probably should have won the game ultimately in the first half. But it was still a good point. You can't expect to win every game. And I can actually see them getting another point here. I think this will be a real entertaining game. It's 2 very good teams. And I don't think Stuttgart have quite got the bottle to go and win at the Allianz Arena, but I can see them getting a point there. As I say, Bayern are just... It's not the strongest point of the season they put together at the minute for me. I can see them getting a 2-2 draw. It should be entertaining, this one. I think there'll be, ups and downs for both teams. I think it will be a great watch. There'll probably be a lot more chances as well than just the 4 goals that I'm predicting. But yeah, you got to watch those last 2 games, guys. I think, as you say, Frankfurt are on form. Forget tonight. I don't really think they care about that. They've just beaten Bayern 5-0, and they'll fancy a second upset in space of a week as well. So yeah, get watching those games as well and enjoy the Sunday action, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Look forward to all those games. If Stuttgart could be competitive, then great. That's all VfB fans will want, basically in that Süd Derby. So yeah, let's have a quick browse as to what we think the league table might look like. Should our predictions come to pass. So Mark, if you can kindly scroll across and we'll just have a quick look at the top of the table. So should our predictions come true, Leverkusen will be 6 points clear. However, obviously with the caveat of Munich having that game in hand, with Leipzig going into third on goal difference, but there still being 4 points between Stuttgart and Dortmund in that Champions League spot. And then at the bottom, we think it will be very tight because there's a lot of teams in the mixer, from 12th all the way down to 18th. There's everyone potentially in it. So yeah, should our results come true, we'd have Darmstadt and Köln locked on 10 points, but a whole host of teams involved in this relegation scrap, which of course makes things very exciting for us to view. So yeah, that's, great fun. We look forward to obviously everything else that's happening this weekend. So fantasy football show, last one of the Hinrunde before the international break, the winter break. So join myself and Marina for that tomorrow morning. We'll do the Monday review show, of course. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, me and Mark are unsure what we're doing yet in terms of whether we do any watch-alongs or kind of other style type shows. Of course, we'll let you know. So keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, plenty to come from us. So Mark, over to you to close up.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed what you saw today, check out the Twitter @OverTheBarFB and @OverTheBarExtra. Also follow Rory on @VillageFooty20. And yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and obviously watch our future shows before the winter break. So yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to Ballum as well. Some great comments there as well. Great predictions, and we'll see you again. Well, I'll see you on Monday. Rory will see you tomorrow. So see you then.